Now this is the window of Python. Any program you are making or drawing, you are supposed to write on this window. Starting from the beginning, we are going to calculate the area of various objects, various geometrical figures, and etc. Starting from the right angle triangle, which we have already done, we have calculated the perimeter and area of a right angle triangle. In a similar way, we will find the area of a triangle, then we will find an area of a trapezoid, then we will find an area of any sphere, then we will find the area and a volume of sphere, both of them. So this is the actual window of Python. Now before running the code which I have shown in this video, I would like to discuss few options which are given on the top of the window. We have an option of file, we have edit, we have format, we have run, we have options, we have window, we have help. Now starting from a file, you can have a new file by clicking on a new file. This file window opens. In this window, you will copy paste or you will type your code and then go to the file and save as a document in the name of .py file, that is for Python, and save it. Let me close this window. This was just to show you how to save your code over here. This window is already open in front of you, in which I have typed all the code that I'm going to run and show it to you. There is another window that is open and which shows after the debugging of the program. This is the actual window known as Python 2.7.11 shell. In this window, you are just able to see the outputs of various programs that I have typed and check the errors and removing the errors and debugs, and then run it, and these are the outputs. So starting from the beginning, the first thing which we do is right angle triangle. Calculating a area of a right angle triangle is very simple. Area of a right angle triangle, first of all, make sure what we required for an area. We required the width and the height of a triangle. Therefore, as we are talking about right angle triangle, we must know that right angle triangle, one side or one vertex of a right angle triangle is of 90 degrees. That is to be of 90 degrees. And we must also know that the sum of all the three sides of any triangle must be 180 degrees. So if one side of a right angle triangle is of 90 degree at 90 degree angle, then the rest two sides will be of 45 each, and that will be sum of 180 degrees. Let's move forward and see what we are calculating. Calculating the area of a right angle triangle. Area is 0.5 into width into height. Then calculating the third side, that formula is shown over here. This is basically a formula of a third side. What we have to calculate? To calculate this, the third side, what we will do math dot square root width into width plus height into height. This is the formula of calculating the third side. And finally, as we get the calculation of a third side, I will be able to find the perimeter of the right angle triangle. In similar way as previous, I printed all of the three values, that is area, third side value, and perimeter of a right angle triangle. Next we have a area of a rectangle. We calculated in a similar way. Area formula, width into height. Then I calculated perimeter by multiplying that area value with 2 and then printing area and parameter. Very next we have how to calculate the area of trapezoid. Calculating the area of trapezoid is a little bit different, because trapezoid is a figure having base 1, base 2 and a height, which are passed as a parameter and defining a function. Area must have length of two bases, base 1, base 2, must be summed into the height of a trapezoid, multiply by 0.5, and that will give you the value of area. Then once you have calculated area, then you have to calculate a median, because because in trapezoid you must know median is also involved. So then next step, I calculated median, that is 0.5 into base 1 plus base 2. Print area and print median. Both the values are printed, then you will be able to print the area of a trapezoid. Python program to find volume and the surface area of a sphere. Now, in surface area of a sphere, it's very easy to calculate it. We have certain values that are being used as a constant. The first important value, the most important value, will be of pi, and the pi value is 3.14, as you all know. In a very next step, I have defined radius using float. Input, please enter the radius of a sphere. In the second step, I have to calculate surface area. So I have defined it as SA, means surface area, and I have written the formula over here: 4 into pi into radius or radius square. In a similar way, if you want to calculate the volume of this sphere, you can calculate the volume, and the formula of volume is 4 divided by 3 into pi into r power cube. And then at very last, you are going to print the surface area and the volume of the sphere. These are some few and basics of mathematics or geometry that can be used in a Python, or you can be asked to find the area, volume, percentage, parameters, etc. etc. in Python. So this is all about calculating area of a figure